Hello, SolarLune here. Hi. So it's been a little while since I last streamed, a couple weeks, or not a couple weeks, just last week. But yes, hello, I'm SolarLune. I'm an independent game developer. I am the creator of MasterPlan. I am the creator of Tetra 3D. Um, yeah. Lucretia says, "What's up, Solar? Was that song inspired by Death's Door?" No, not at all. That was just a song that I made. It's just a song I made. Yeah. I've never played Death's Door. What are the odds? Let me check something real quick. Hold on. I want to see which song that is that I had. Hold up. There we go. All right. Let me take a look here. See if I can close this. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh yeah, this one. There we go. All right. Get that song going. First, I'll show what I have so far. This is the game that I've been working on, Airdrift. I just did a little bit of a optimization pass. I think the issue that I've been noticing, or you know, basically when I have a low frame rate rather, it's because I'm rendering the game at such a high resolution. So it seems like Tetra 3D is really, it's just a general purpose 3D renderer, but at higher polygon counts or with, you know, a lot of objects, you'll want to be working with a low resolution. So it's made for low poly, low resolution games like PlayStation 1 and stuff like that. So with that in mind, I'm going to just tweak this size to be something like, you know, 960, 540 or something like that. Something kind of low resolution rather. Yeah, and now the frame rate should be better. I feel like the frame times are still unstable, but I'm not sure if that's Ebiton or if that's Tetra 3D or what. Because it seems like it's like even when basically nothing is rendering, it's still not like a consistent 60. But it also could be something else that's going on. So anyway, that I'm working on Tetra 3D some more to try to like optimize and things like that. Now, MasterPlan. The thing about MasterPlan, what we're going to be doing here, is we're probably going to be trying to implement either not timelines, either tables or whiteboards. Not sure which. I'm gonna give it a shot at give which of those I'm going to try to implement. Here could be tables because I feel like that's kind of more important. Whiteboards are also important, but they're not as critical. Although they would be easier to do, so I'll have to investigate it, see what I kind of come up with. I might have simplify path string. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, that fixes a couple of issues here. All right. Okay, so this is gonna take a little while to load. While we're doing that, let me see if I can pull this up. So I'm gonna try to like kind of mock up what tables should look like, what controls should be there, because tables are something that I kind of want to be performant, or not performant, but you know, to kind of work well. Let me get a something like that. Okay. Okay, so let's say this is a card real quick. Okay, so you got something like this. Say the text is up here for the table name. I'm not sure if I want the name of, 'cause, like, maps don't have names. Oh, did it? Oh, okay. I thought maybe it built. Okay, no, not yet. Maps don't have names, so I'm wondering if, for anyone who's wondering what this is, what my computer's doing here when I do this, this is Fedora, Linux, GNOME, but specifically this is the extension Paper WM, Paper Window Manager, which basically kind of lays out all of your windows horizontally. So you don't have to, like, it's kind of like tabbed, like a tabbed window manager, like Awesome WM or like i3, something like that, where it's, you know, kind of like not tabbed, but a tiling window manager, but rather than tiling in a grid on screen where you have, you know, a grid of windows, you just have a single row of windows that you can just scroll through like this, which kind of works. It actually works pretty well. Yeah, and you can make it bigger or smaller. Yeah, it's pretty comfortable, pretty good. So I think what we're gonna do here, we would let me see something real quick. Okay, yeah, it regrows. There it goes. So MasterPlan finally loaded, finally compiled. So what we're gonna try to do here is, oh, that's right, basically figure out where and how we want everything to look and work. So the thing about titling or titles in cards with MasterPlan, I don't really like to do it because it's not consistent. Most things don't have a title. Notes don't have a title. They just are the text you enter. Checkboxes don't have a title. It's just a, you know, text you enter. Numbered cards do have a title, or, you know, there's text you enter in addition to the numbers. I think someone asked for titles for maps, but it's like, you can just use a note for that. So for the most part, I don't like to have titles for things unnecessarily. So when it comes to tables, I don't know if I want to have, well, I guess, yeah, it makes sense to have a title. It makes sense to have some kind of text that basically describes the table or, you know, gives some context for it. Maps, it just, I feel like it would just kind of be kind of an additional complicated, you know, thing you have to work around, especially if you don't want a title for maps. So I think this design is fine. I like the kind of clean square grid. And in comparison, also, I never noticed, but there's no shadow for maps or images. So maybe we'll have to fix that. Okay. Yeah, so let's kind of start drawing this up, because this is not something that I can just kind of start working on. I kind of want to understand what I'm getting into before I begin. Okay. All right, so the idea here, and I guess I can make this full screen actually, now that I think about it. There we go. So the idea here, I think, is that basically you have the title here. So this is the title. And I think it probably would be good to have buttons outside of the table for adding rows or columns. Moving them around would also be nice. You would need to move around rows or columns as necessary, so I have to figure out how exactly that would work. Peter says, don't notes have titles though? Are they supposed to? Well, like the text, like a note is comprised of just text. The line that draws underneath the note kind of makes it a title, but it's just text. You know, you can make a single, you know, you can make just a single note that just has a whole bunch of text without having the line, and that basically means it has no title, but it never has a title. Like, basically, the point I'm getting at is there aren't really any titles in MasterPlan when it comes to editable objects. Nothing really has a title. It just has the name of the sound or image, the resource, the name of the timer. I mean, you could say those are titles, but like those are kind of important for I guess they do have titles. I guess timers have titles. That's the name of the title. The name of the timer is the title. Maps don't have titles. Maybe maps should have titles. But the thing about maps and titles is that would require drawing an additional like bit of text, an additional bit of a card essentially at the top to, you know, do like this, to have basically this upper piece that would have to be here. And again, if you don't want the title, it, you know, now how do you remove it? So that would be an additional like setting on the map, which feels a little unnecessary. It feels like it would be better to just have a note like this if you wanted a title for the map, and then we can add some sort of mechanic that links them together, that locks them together. Peter says, I personally don't think maps need them. It's not hard to put your own map, your own note above it. Yeah, I feel like the proper way to fix this is to add some sort of ability to like lock cards together and make them like move together, joined, or something like that. I feel like that maybe I should work on that at some point soon, actually, because that feels like kind of something important. Let me see. Okay. Join. All right, let's see. Yeah, so I think that this is fine for now. I don't think maps need a title. So I guess that means that, well, tables kind of need a title because they're inherently textual data. They're inherently something that is supposed to be something that describes completion of a task, right? So you have to have a description of the task. Like you're not going to usually have a table and not have any context for it. Whereas you might have multiple maps for like multiple maps that comprise a certain area. Like you might have you know, 3 different map pieces for a single zone. Like you might have, you know, a zone like this comprised of pieces of maps, you know, like that, and you can move them around or swap them or whatever. It's not like one map is supposed to be for the entirety of your game or the entirety of your area. You can move maps around as necessary. So that ability to combine them together, and the fact that you can't have a map of infinite size, means that I think it's probably best that maps don't have titles, because, you know, you might choose to kind of piece them together in different ways. So I think that makes sense. But because tables are inherently something that you work on, something that you know, that tracks completion of various tasks, that would probably be better to, yeah, I think that would probably be better to have a title. Okay. So there's a couple, something else I kind of forgot about that someone asked, which was the ability to have timers trigger numbered cards and increment. Instead of let's see, increment or decrement instead of. Now this is something someone else asked for. A couple, I think, people asked for over time. Basically, if a timer is connected to a numbered card and it triggers, it will completely fill or empty the numbering, the progression. And I think a couple people were like, well, it would be nice if it just incremented or decremented by 1. But I kind of feel like, that's kind of something that shouldn't be done automatically. Like the completion of a task should be something you do. It shouldn't be something that is done for you. That kind of makes it for kind of a foregone conclusion. Like, why trigger the timer to trigger the task after some time automatically when you could just trigger the task yourself? Like, if you're going to be like, I'm going to sit down and work for 8 hours and complete 8 sprites, and you set up a timer so that every hour it increments the number of sprites you've done by 1, why not just increment the sprites by 8 and then just do it in it? Like what's the point of the timer numbered card paradigm where after the timer completes it increments by 1 when you could do it? I guess that's the thing I don't quite get. It's like, why don't you just do it yourself? So I'm not sure about that. Some people asked about that. I'm like, well, I understand the concept, but I'm just not sure of the utility of it. I guess this would have been better to kind of visualize, but yeah, you can see it increments entirely or decrements entirely. And rather than that, people were like, well, if I do this and it triggers, it should just go up by 1. But it's like, again, what's the point of going up by just 1? But then what's the point of going up at all? So anyway, let's go back to the table. So the idea I'm trying to figure out is what should be in our table object? Like what should the table look like? Before, the table was comprised of basically 3 states, essentially just 2 Boolean states, whether it was completed or not, or skipped. That was essentially all that could be done. But some people might want a table that's comprised of more data, like maybe stats. Like if you have a stat sheet, let's say, for your character, let's say you're doing like an RPG thing, right? Where it's like, oh, this is the hero. Let's say this is the hero. Stats for player 1 when you're running Dungeons and Dragons, or running some sort of campaign with your friends. You might want something like this, right? So it's like, here's the hero's information, or one of the hero's informations, and so you'll want, for example, a column for his HP, a column for his maybe SP, stamina points, maybe a column for his attack, defense, constitution, whatever, different stats like that. Peter says, is this supposed to be like a mini spreadsheet? Kinda, but not like something that it's supposed to be something that just allows you to track data, to track information. So if you have, for example, in this case where we have a character stat sheet, or let's say you're making a game, right? And you're making a game that's like a racing game, and you're like, okay, well, we want just a basic kind of understanding. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Okay, we're good. I was like, what's up with this board? Let's say you're making a racing game with various cars, and you are like, well, we want something that kind of allows us to say, like, this car is this fast, that car is this fast. Well, it would be cool if you could have a table in MasterPlan that says, okay, you have various stats for your car, like speed, handling, acceleration, drift, whatever, boost. And you can basically say how filled it is, how good those stats are. You could do this with progression tasks. That's true. You could do this with numbered cards, but you could also use a table for this. And I think that would be cool to have, like, maybe different numbers, like 5, 1 through, or 0 through 9, or maybe different different shapes, like circle, square, triangle, star, those kind of things that you could put into these tables to just give a visual representation of some sort of information. So I'm just trying to basically figure out how to expand on the table concept, so that it's not so like one note, because the previous table creation in MasterPlan 0.7 was fine. It worked well, I think, for what it did. But I think other people wanted more, wanted it to do more. Hold on. What if the numbered card filled this role? What if we had something like this? Whatever, let's just say these are different stats and they can have a maximum of 5. So then when we want to make our character, we can like push these around and then we can collapse them like this. I mean, honestly, that's not bad. Like maybe tables should just do what tables did and we should just leave this to other cards to make it more cool. Peter says it might be good to have those sliders instead. That might be a good implementation, yeah. Like maybe there's something up here, like a dot you can click and drag to slide the value. I like that idea. Because then you could kind of do the best, that gives you the best of both worlds. You have better usability for these cards. You have better usability for numbered cards specifically. You have some granularity still, because it would only basically allow you to move up or down in steps according to as many as you input. So if you have, for example, like this, we have, this isn't a maximum amount of stat points. This is just like, let's say a rating. So you can say, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 1 out of 5, that kind of stuff. When we have the draggable thing, if you drag it, it will move in increments of 5. So it would be like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. I like that idea. That is a good idea. That would, I think, give the best results out of everything. It might also be cool to allow you to change how it's visualized. Like maybe down here you could say like display as a bar or display as icons or something like that, and then the background would have icons. Or yeah, I like that idea. I think that would be good. At the very least, the slider idea is good. Let me write that down. Then that means that tables can just be what they did. They can just do what they did before and allow you to enter in basically if something is done or not on a in a two-dimensional format. So you can say like, oh, I've completed these sprites. I still have to do, for the hero, I have these sprites to do and these animations, and I can check off whether I've done them or not. I think a common need is probably to have a stat that in a game that depends on other stats. So a slider that is the result of multiplying 2 sliders together. A slider that's the result of multiplying 2 sliders together? Like what? You mean like HP being a combination of defense and constitution or something? Or like effective HP, I guess you could say? Something like that. That's an idea. I'm not sure if I want to add that much like calculation in here, because it's like you know, if you want something that lets you do that, like, you know, you have openoffice.org, you have spreadsheets, like, you know, you can do like actual spreadsheets. Like, this is more so just to allow you to kind of easily manage values and easily kind of get a feel for them without getting too heavy into the heady math of things. Like, if you want to do like actual calculations, there's other tools. You can bring out a calculator for that. I don't think it's necessary to build those tools into MasterPlan, because those tools do it better. Like, you know, spreadsheets do it better. If you wanted to have, like, you know, like a pivot chart, or not pivot chart, pivot table, or, you know, more deep, like, you know, control of the data, and to like do complicated math that gives you, you know, some kind of effective values or temporary values or things like that. Because I mean, at some point you're gonna, if you're going deep into like, you know, this value is the result of these two values put together, then you might have like, you know, the effective health is this number, until you put on certain bits of armor that give you elemental resistances or give you additional health, you know, or additional defense values, and all those things kind of combine together. And it's like, you know, that's really what a spreadsheet kind of is made for, is putting all this data together and kind of allowing you to visualize it. Whereas MasterPlan is more so of a high level thing, where it's like, okay, these are the things that, you know, these are the basic stats of my character, and what they mean. You know, how they interact with each other might be better suited for a spreadsheet or something like that, I feel like. Because like, MasterPlan isn't supposed to be something that allows you to mock up a working GUI. It's supposed to be something that allows you to write down the, you know, the steps to make the GUI and iterate through them as you make it. So it's something that, you know, I don't want to get too much into the technicality of, like, you know, it allows you to export maps from MasterPlan to be used in your game. This isn't a map editor. This isn't something to allow you to make maps or, you know, draw portraits for your character. It's something that allows you to sketch maps and portraits, where you're like, okay, this is where it should be, and, you know, it allows you to plan stuff out. But I do think that the slider tool, that would help out a lot to make it easier to use these tools, and also a little bit more comfortable, and a little bit more really just better, honestly. Let's do that now, because I feel like that's really something I want to add. So the general idea that I'm going to work with here is actually, ooh, how would I do this? Do I only want it for this? Let me see, is there any other thing where I use a numbered spinner? I could use a spinner here where you click and drag. But these don't have like context. Like, this has context, where there's a minimum, or a current, I guess a minimum of 0, but a current and maximum value. Can you go below? No. Actually, I think someone asked for that. Let me add that on the list. Yeah, but this has like a minimum and a theoretical minimum, and or at least the current and the maximum. So I kind of feel like that lets you have some kind of like general idea of oh, okay, that's how that works. That allows you to have some kind of general idea of where the spinner should be. Like, we know that it should be here, right? Because this is the start, this is the end of the numbered spinner thing. So it would be here. It would be at the top. Let me see here. I'm just trying to... Lucretia says, do you use MasterPlan to plan MasterPlan? I did. Now, not so much, because I was using it to plan out MasterPlan until I reworked. Like, after it got to a stage where I could use it, I was using it. And then I stopped using it when I reworked it for 0.8. Because I had to write it, you know, I couldn't open MasterPlan because I'm writing it from scratch. So, since then, I haven't had like my notes of things to do in MasterPlan. Now I just have it in my code editor because I'm writing out the things I need to do. But yeah, I did use MasterPlan to plan out MasterPlan. Still trying to figure out exactly how this should work. Where should the spinner be? The draggable part of the control. Like I could use it at the top or bottom. Maxter says, I haven't used MasterPlan in a while. Life and work related things. Does it support XDG open so you can have links to spreadsheets, tile maps, etc.? Yes. Well, not XDG open. It uses... You can link directly to... Well, it kind of does. I guess it does, actually. Like, you can link to an object, to a file, and it will open it in whatever the default file, you know, default program used to open the file is. So if you link to a WAV file, it'll open up in whatever your system uses for WAV file playback. If you link to a tile map project, you know, like something in tiled or something in... oh, what's the other one? What's the name of that other project? The other tool? LDTK. If you link to an LDTK project and it loads up in LDTK normally, then when you click run or press enter, it will load up in LDTK. That's cool. That's awesome. Thank you. All the libraries that Go offers makes this possible, dude. Otherwise, it would be impossible to make this. So what I'm kind of wavering on is where exactly the control for this should be, because we want it to be, I think, ideally somewhere on the card, even when the card is collapsed. And I'm not sure if we can really do that. Let's take a look at the code here. Let's take a look at the code, see how this works. So it's drawing the background. Here. That's probably it. Draw a label. Oh, it's this. So that's at the top right corner. Game Novice says, yo, Master, what's the plan? That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Right now, I'm working on this, improving numbered contents, and then we're going to work on, I think, tables, if possible, as well. So here is where we're drawing. Here we go. Here's where we're drawing the background. So we're drawing this filled portion on top of the background of the card. Now, it's scaled by the width of the card times percentage complete. Percentage complete okay, current property divided by max property. All right, so we're right. So we're getting basically the current property divided by the maximum property. That gives us the percentage, and then we work with that. Let me just move this out of the way. There we go. So that works. So I think what we're gonna do is we might just me think. I guess what we'll do is if the card is below, if the card is like collapsed, then we'll draw something to drag here. Let's work with that concept. The draggable object would need to be. I think we have like a sphere or something, don't we? Let me take a look at the GUI here. Do we have a little like draggable node or something? Is it, or is it this? We might be able to use this little sphere. All right, let's work with this concept. I'm gonna find what I'm looking for here. Button group. All right, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it like this. Let me see. Oh, they are buttons, icon buttons. I guess that makes sense. Icon buttons. Didn't I have I feel like I had immediate buttons in here, like immediate mode buttons. Did I not? I feel like I did. This is collapsal? Okay. Checkbox, number spinner, button, drop down. Okay. Spacer, text selection, label, container row, container. Okay. I never did. All right. So, because what I'm thinking is, if we add this like draggable control, it doesn't need to really do a whole lot. We could just basically make a function that allows us to set a specific range and make a draggable thing. So draggable space. We want the width, the X and Y width and height. So I guess we would just use a rect for this. A rectangle. The steps, step count. And then it returns current, max. Well, something like that. So step count. Step current, step start. So I guess start, current, and max. Turns new current. I guess I could just return. Okay, so something like this should work. So we want a draggable space from card, display right. Start is gonna be 0. Current is NC current property. Float. NC current. Nice. Okay, so this is kind of what we're leaning toward. Hidden. By default, we'll just make it so that basically it will draw the dot only when like you mouse over close to it. We want a hand icon of some description so you can easily drag. We don't have that icon yet, so we'll have to draw it. Yeah, these are this big roughly. Okay. I'll just go with something like that. For now, this will do. It's a little chunky. It's a little blobby and globby, but that's all right. There's nothing wrong with a little blobby and globby for a start. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's fine. All right, let's go with this. Yeah, it's good. We can kind of shape it up a little bit. There we go. All right, that's fine. This will serve our purpose, I think. So that's our square. All right, so this is gonna be 384 by 320. Let's go to cursors. No, resources. Cursor. There we go. $384, $320. Yeah, 384, 320. Like that look. So it's weird. Like 384, 320. Cursor arrow is 432, 320. This isn't the arrow. Oops. Oh, I guess I'm just misunderstanding this because I'm looking at these numbers and I'm like, something doesn't make sense. Cursor arrow? Oh, like linking, arrow linking. I was like, what? Like this is not the arrow. I was thinking that this or this or this is the arrow up here. Okay, that makes sense. All right, here we go. So we got our hand icon. So now we want to say basically cursor position is globals.mouse. Position. Well position. If cursor pos inside rect cursor, oops, mouse dot set cursor hand. Okay, so let's try this first. Okay, there we go. So we have the hand icon. All right. So mouse dot click buttons pressed. Why am I having trouble? Global side mouse side. What am I even? Here we go. Button. SDL. Left dot held. All right, so this should work. Let's make this a little smaller. I guess consuming makes it so that consumed is true. Consumed. Consumed. Set state. Oh, yeah. Can we hide? Let's try hiding it instead of consuming it. You know what? We could do that. And then quit. There we go. No, why is it only doing it once? It should spam it. Okay. What we're gonna do, we're going to make this a struct. Oh, actually, yeah, it's super important. Let me change that. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, we still need to consume, dude. Yeah. So either way, this isn't working. Held raw. Oh. That's what I'm missing. So this should work. Okay, let me go back. Let's try that. I forgot my own API. There we go. All right, so that's working. So now we want to say divided by start. No, wait. Yeah, this is just max minus start. 5 plus plus. Okay, so 2. Peter says, what's raw about it? Basically, if we check held, basically if input is consumed or hidden, then we basically say, oh, it's consumed or hidden. It doesn't exist. We act like it doesn't exist. But if we use held raw, then it basically lets us check for input even if it's been consumed or hidden. So it's like, let's say you have the consume system where it's like, you know, if I click on I don't know, like let's say your key system is set up so that, like, oh, pressing WASD pans the camera, right? Pans things around. But we don't want to pan if, you know, let's say you're editing text. So you consume the text, the keys that you enter when you press the keys. But Alt F4 should always be detected, no matter what. That kind of a thing. That kind of an idea. It makes sense when I use it, I think. Okay, so this should be working. So step width is infinite. We want max minus start. Max, what are we passing here? We're passing draggable space. Start 0, current. Okay, and max is max. So max minus start. So that should be like 8 or something. So rect.w. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this gives us. $256 divided by 0. Okay. Oh, I see. There we go. 1 step, 2 steps. The 8 steps of 32 each. Yeah, so this should be correct. So now what we want to do is we basically say if, well, I guess we don't have to use a for loop for this, do we? We can just say locked is cursor pose.x divided by rect.x. Oops. Something like this should kind of get us where we're going. where we want to go. Zero, 1, 2. Now it's working, but you can see I'm pressing it toward the center. I'm getting 2. If I go even 1 pixel off, now it's 1. So we, instead of int, we want math. Well, we want int still, but we want this to be math.round. And this still should be, well, I guess this means that this needs to be float 64s. Something like that. Let's try that. Let's go back to something we can kind of identify. All right, so 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that's pretty good. So it only... Oh, but you can still double click. Yo, Pog. 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 All right. Pog. All right, so we want, oh, but yeah, oh, that's true. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna return int and bool. Something like that, and then here we'll say dragging through. Okay, now we can say this drag current dragging if dragging in c.card. Okay, so then property. Let's see. Let's see, on click out, increase. Okay, so this is just how we do it. We do have a property, okay. Alright, so that, right. As float. Actually, we just say nc.current property set drag current. We want it as a float 64, I believe. Okay, let's try that. That kind of should get us where we want to go, I think. Oops. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's working. All right, that's working. Property set. Spinner.value. Okay, no, yeah, why is this? It should be working, I think. Let's see. Let's drag current. Oh, did I never set it, did I? Current, I never alter current. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. So locked is this. So I think we want, oops, I think we want current to be locked. Okay, that was pretty simple actually. Not too hard. I believe, does it work? Should work, I think. Let's try this. There we go. Does it work with 0? It does. Okay. So you can say like, oh, I want 10, and then you can just drag it. Okay, cool. So there's a couple things we want to do. Something I don't like is that you have to be within the square while you're dragging. So when you start dragging, you no longer, like you have to be within the square in order to drag. So let's fix that. That involves some history, some memory. So that means that we're gonna have to make this a struct after all. Try a key combo to make that like automatically capitalize. Okay, so if you're inside, if the mouse cursor is inside the rectangle, and if your mouse cursor is inside the rectangle and you press it, then we consume and we say ds dragging is true. And that's it for that. And then we say if ds dragging, then we do this. Okay. All right. Let's not overcomplicate this. So we could just say ds new current is this. Right. Don't need current anymore. If you're dragging, we can do this. And paste. Okay. Move that out of here. Move that here. All right, that's basically it, I believe. So it can't be a one-liner anymore, but that's such is life. Such is life. It's no big deal. Let's do something like that. Come back up here. All right, down here. Okay, we'll make this raw actually. Doesn't like that. It's fine. Okay. Okay, so here we can close this. Here is where we set all this stuff. The rect is this display rect. Current is this. Max is this. And min. Start. Okay, and then if nc.draggable space that dragging, set it to be nc draggable space that new current. Okay, I guess we could make it so that draw returns the new current. That way we don't have to have it be here. That feels a little weird to have something. Well, I guess it's fine. I don't like it. Let's not do that. Let's just have it do this. That's clear. That's clear. Let's leave it like this for now. All right. So we have the rectangle being set. We have minimum, maximum current. We have dragging. It's drawing. Okay. So that should be good, I believe. Okay, so it's working, but it's not working as it should. Let's see. Let's see. Width divided by max minus min. Divided by step width. Yeah, why is it only like, why is it one alternating between 1 and 2? 1, 2. Yeah, why is it only, it's not going all the way through the, like this should be 4, this should be 3, this should be 2, this should be 1, this should be 0. Let's see. ds.rect. Oh. Let's see. Well, this isn't helping. I'm not sure if this is the issue though. Minimum should be 0 for now. That means that we don't even have to set it. We just never set it. It'll default to 0. There we go. That's better. Alter Ego says, hello. Hello. Welcome. That's very cool. Now, the only thing is, you are no longer able to move the card. If it's small, if it's shaded. When it's not shaded, obviously, that's fine. But you can no longer move it while it's shaded. So to fix this, we need to draw a control, firstly. And then secondly, we need to make it so that when it's being dragged, the card is selected. I took that out earlier, right around here. When we set the card, when we do this, we also need to try to, make an undo state. All right, and then we need to let's see if does this work the way I want it to. Okay, this should be here. There we go. So this could be. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try drawing something to the screen, I guess, where we want it to go. Yeah, it should work. We want to work with this little dot, which is at 0240. And it's 8 by 8, and put it somewhere. Where do we want to put it? We want to put it this. I guess we say parent, either one. Okay, so let's see. This might give us a little control at the top. Where's that thing? Where my boy at? Zyodic says, how's progress today? It's going okay. It's going not too bad, actually. Oh, it's drawing like up here somewhere. Okay. Okay. There we go. Cool. Okay, so we're getting the desired granularity here. Okay. Now, it might be better on the bottom side, because we have the readout here. So we want to put it on the bottom, and we also want it to only be grippable if we if we're near the point. So put it on the bottom edge. We'll make this oops, drag angle. Let's move this back here. Step width. Can we move back here? Okay. Now, if your mouse, okay, press and globals.mouse.world position distance drag handle point is less than 16, we'll say. That's fine. That might get us where we want to go. Let's see if it works. There we go. It does. Okay. Yeah, it's working. Alright, so we just have to make it so that basically the cursor only works if this first, and then also... That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. Zydex says, is this music on YouTube? Would love to have this one in my playlist. I don't think so, actually. Let me see. I don't, maybe? I'm looking. For anyone who's like, what are you doing? I'm looking right now. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think I'd have to add it. Altergo says, I'm working on a 2D continuous collision handling algorithm between shapes made up of vertices and line segments. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, what was everyone working on while I'm struggling with this? With something relatively basic. Let's go for this one. This one's a little bit of a banger. Altario says, I'm discovering it's not as easy. It's not as easy to cover different scenarios with continuous collision handling as it is with discrete collision handling algorithms such as SAT. I think, however, its advantages make it worth persisting with. I would be very pleased if I could crack this particular nut. Yeah, there's certain things where it's like, man, this is hard, and then you finally get to the bottom of it, and it's like, you know, you feel like you're on another level. You're like, okay, I finally understand something I never could understand before, something I struggled with so hard. There's nothing quite like coding and working on something that's like next to impossible for you, and then you finally get it, and you're like, am I a little better than I used to be? Sheesh. All right, this is working. Yeah. Cool. Let's center it. Let's center the little draggable handle. But that's basically it. Bolt Studio says, may get hate for this, but I'm working on an AI animation, trying to make a show. That's interesting. It's never happened before, right? No one's made an AI animation or an AI show. That's interesting. That's a really interesting idea, actually, because you could make things that are like literally impossible to, you know, like you can make something that it takes 30 minutes to come up with in a matter of seconds. So I want to see what this animation is, because it might be just like a flower blooms into you know, a wildly shifting array of colors in the shape of, you know, a cage that surrounds our main character. Like, you could do so much like conceptual stuff. I want to see like how good can you get an AI animation. I'm interested. It doesn't have to be good in terms of quality, but I would like to see, like, you know, a very interesting idea presented, like a cohesive set of ideas presented using AI, where it's like, okay, this is something that takes a lot of time to come up with, that would be prohibitive to draw or to animate in Blender, I mean, manually, but the characters and everything are consistent through the animation, so you could see the advantages of using AI. It's interesting idea. I gotta see. I want to hear how it works out. Definitely share it at one point. All right. So this is work. Oh yeah, that's right. We have to do this. Alter Ego says, I'm amazed at the images AI is designed to make, or is able to make. Yeah, I mean, like, it's interesting. I think, you know, there's definitely kind of a problem, which is basically like, you know, AI is trained using images from the internet. You know, is that a breach of copyright law? I mean, yeah, kind of, but the things that it's making are, you know, things that didn't exist before. So it's like, you know, for the legal system, it could be a little tough to determine how work from AI is classified in terms of, you know, legality. You know, it's definitely a problem, a very 21st or 22nd century problem. Like that's definitely, you know, or a 21st century problem. Like it's kind of a problem that didn't really exist, you know, hundreds of years ago, where it's like, you know, this thing is built on the backs of other people. Well, I guess actually, now that I put it like that, it kind of reminds me of a lot of other things. A lot of businesses, right? Businesses are built on the backs of other people, but they're at least being paid to work. Whereas the AI is just trained on things that it finds on the internet, or things that it is fed from the internet. I mean, like, yeah, there's definitely there's a lot of at best moral ambiguity regarding using AI work. So I'm intrigued in AI work because, you know, technologically and visually, it's like, you know, oh wow, look at, you know, what it made, or oh wow, this looks really cool, or it looks even, you know, professionally done. Like, it looks, you know, in some cases really good, but at the same time, legally, it's like, you know, it's at best a gray area at best. So it's like it's uncomfortable to deal with, I think. And the day that they make video games using AI, your boy might be out of a job. It might be time for me to hang up my hat. It's like, well, an AI could do what I never could, dude. Let's see. Why is this so high? Wasn't it? Oh, I meant plus. Plus 8. Plus 4. And I think that's fine. Yeah, okay. Butler Studio says, I'm using a somewhat ethical art style, Pepper and Carrot, in the open source comic book, which can be used even for commercial purposes. Going to use that style for the animation. Interesting. Okay. There we go. Oh, I was like, why is this doing it? This. Okay, hold on. We only want it to show up if the card is selected, I guess. Because that way it doesn't it's not always there. And it allows you to easily, well, I guess, yeah, I guess this is fine if it's selected only. Maybe we should just always display it, actually. Yeah, that makes more sense. So it's always available. It's always at the bottom. If the card is selected, then oh, I see why this isn't working. Yeah. So yeah, this is where the problem kind of comes in. Okay, hold on. That's fine. I think, yeah. This is where the problem comes in. I think what we want to do is we want to have it where the mouse doesn't have to be inside the rectangle, but rather it's just close enough. Let's see. Yeah, I think that would help out a lot. Okay, that's better. I think it's too close. Yeah, I think it needs to be like, give us kind of a massive 64 is probably too much, but that might be closer to what we want. Okay, let's go with 32. That might get us where we want to go. I think that's good enough. Butler Studio says, do you do any freelance work? I'm just curious. No, not currently. Not currently. How do I fix this? Because basically, if it's on the edge, then you can't easily drag the corners. So do we push it in? We could put it maybe in, like that. But then it would be impossible to press these controls. Maybe we push it down. So it's not on the edge, it's down here. That might be a better idea. Let's try that. Try that. Let's try that. I think that's probably better. Maybe up would be even better. No, this is fine. I like that. I like this though. I kind of like this design of like putting the controls right there on the card. I like that idea. This is doing okay. This is going all right. What we'll do, start point should be drag handle point dot add 0 2 2. Is it the completed? I guess this is the completed color. All right, something like that might kind of get us where we want to go. Maybe. Okay, this is getting there. This is getting there. I think 16 is probably good enough. Maybe just 8 or 12 is good enough. So you can still resize it. There we go. Beautiful. So you can do stuff like HP, SP, attack. Okay, and then you can be like, Joop. Okay, that works pretty well. It's not perfect, but it works pretty well. There's a couple issues. One is the line isn't visible. So we probably want to use the font color for this rather than the completion color. It's also gotten dark, so we probably want to fix that as well. So we'll do that. Font color. And then we want also we also want texture that set color mod. Excellent. Beautiful. That's just excellent. Let's do something a little more reactive and have two different gripping hand icons. Maybe this one can be outstretched. This one can be gripped, so we can have another hand that's like a little bit more something like that. That feels a little better. I think that's pretty good. We'll go with this for now. There we go. That feels pretty good. So hand and the hand grab is this 320 plus 30, 48? Are they 48 by 48 or 96 by 96? 48 by 48. Okay. 48 is 8. 68. All right. Let's go back over here to contents, or rather GUI rather. And then you grip. Okay, cool. There we go. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, that's pretty much correct. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with that. All right, yeah. Tables are gonna be even more work that I'm not prepared to put in at the moment. Like it's already 6:52. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. Wow, that's fast. Altergo says, "Is the progress bar lerping from one end to the other?" The bar it's not lerp, like it's the wrong implementation of lerp. But yeah, it's like it's smoothly like moving. The spinner doesn't. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I kind of feel like it should lerp too, but at the same time, it represents, it makes it easy to see what ticks, like at what point the ticks are. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I haven't quite decided yet. This line is a little bit too long. Is it 24 out from the... Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. Kind of feel like it's bad, kind of feel like it's fine. I don't know. And I see that over there. I see you. There we go. Maybe it should be the menu color. That might be the better option. Yeah, it probably should be the menu color. That might be safer. First. There we go. Whoops. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I feel about at the very least I worked my way through my thought process on the table. I feel like this is a better solution that kind of benefits everybody. Rather than making table good enough to do everything, it's better to make everything else so much better that you don't need the table to do everything. Because some people were like, I want to be able to like put, images in tables, and I want to be able to do this and do that. And it's like, okay, I can see the utility of that, but at the same time, doesn't that mean that you are using tables to kind of like organize your plan in a way that should be kind of always present? Like you shouldn't have to use a table to center things or to, some things they're not going to happen. centering elements arbitrarily or moving elements arbitrarily isn't probably going to happen. But I mean, like, rather than making a table where like you can put text in there, you can put images in there, you can put sounds in there, you can do other things, you can put icons and stuff. It's like, rather than that, wouldn't it be better to improve the rest of MasterPlan so that even if tables only do, this one thing, you don't need them to do 100 other things, because those 100 other things are covered by MasterPlan. So like if you have a table that where it's like, oh, I want to represent my character's strength, his strength STR as a number between 0 and 9. It's like, I shouldn't have to build that into well, that might be built into the table. I'm not sure about that still. Like if you have a stat sheet, well, that's what the new number thing is for. So you can say, for example, here's your hero, and let's say this is a warrior named Jeremy, and let's say he's got attack, right? Let's say he's got defense. Let's say he's got HP. Let's move HP up. Let's say he's got intelligence. Let's say they can all be a value of 0 to 10. There we go, and then you can drag these around. Okay, this kind of works. There's definitely parts of this that don't work as well as I would have liked, or I would like, but there are parts of this that are, that's kind of dope. I think I want this draggable thing to always be visible. So let me write this to-do list. Sliders must always be visible. Changing text in a collapsed. Should uncollapse it. It should be possible to set maximum values for various. At the same time, like if you wanted a character sheet, it'd be cool if you didn't have to do this kind of stuff manually. And so that's something that I kind of was thinking about, was like some sort of templating system. So you can, for example, say, I'm, making a game about these characters, or characters who do these things, who have HP, attack, defense, intelligence. And let's say we have 10 different character classes. Rather than making this manually, it'd be cool if we could make some sort of template and then just like slot them in, and they all the cards kind of look the same and are organized in the same manner, and all you're doing is just changing the contents of the cards. That would be cool, because then you could, for example, make your own table essentially, because it's like, okay, I can move things around as I want, and then make a template and then use that template for all of my characters. Maybe it would be cooler, or it would be cool if you could change the skin. So you can be like, oh, I want stars here. That would be cool. Let's see. So I guess the templating system would basically be, you collect cards like this, you put them as you would want them to be, Is this, oh, this, yeah, right. You make a template out of it, and then when you place it, altering the contents doesn't like overwrite the original. It's just putting them in the cards where applicable. Because what I'm thinking is like, if you make a template, then you go ahead and delete a card or something like that, what should happen? I guess one idea is that if you make the template, then the cards that you have named will use those as the names of the properties in the placed template. So for example, if we have something like this, right? Let's say we're making a template. So we say we have character, we have HP, attack, defense, and intelligence. We make this a template, we place the template, and we change these values, name the character, whatever. Maybe we change the names of these stats. If we go back and let's say delete defense out of the template, so that it's just HP, attack. Let's say we delete defense and move intelligence up, then HP should be whatever we set. Attack should be whatever we set. Intelligence should be whatever we set. But if we add another field, it shouldn't get like a attacks stat. Okay, yeah. So I think this could work. I think this could work. And this is something I've been thinking about a lot, and just being like, man, I would like to add that, but I'm not sure exactly how. I feel like this would be how. And the upside of this idea is that we might be able to make it so that the cards have a constant size. They cannot change. They cannot expand. Because that way you would have a consistent like brick to move around, to have a consistent size, consistent shape. I think that would be good. Okay. There's definitely ways to improve, but I think this is already a pretty like heavy step up. This is pretty solid. Oh, it might be also good to display, instead of a percentage, like some amount out of some amount on the right side, maybe. So that you don't have to expand it and be like, how, what is it? Because you might have, it might be out of 100. You might have a percentage, but you might also just want like 9 or 9 out of 10 or 90%. So I'll add that too. Okay, well, this is pretty good. This has been pretty good. It's been maybe not the most exciting stream, but a lot of it is just thinking about this stuff. And this is a key part of making something good, is thinking about it, especially a planning software, because that is in itself an execution of a plan. It has to be good, right? You don't want to just throw crap together. You want to think about it and be like, okay, this seems like it should work together, or this seems like a good result. And of course, if you're making a game and you're using a planning software, you want to plan it out. So like, this entire thing, like, it's good to think about this stuff. This is a key part of design and development of something good, is the thinking process and being like, how should this work? What should this look like? So overall, I think this is pretty good. We did a lot of thinking here. And when it comes to tables, I might just come back next stream and have them be done, honestly, because now that I know kind of like, we can just start off with the same system that we had originally for, allowing you to say like, oh, this is done, this needs to be done, etc., etc. That's fine. I might still add like other symbols or icons that you can cycle through. Maybe I'll make it so that you have a little like toggle box where you can be like, oh, I want it to be either Boolean checkboxes, or I want it to be numbers, or I want it to be symbols. So you can basically kind of design it as you want, or specify what you like. And then, it just serves the purpose that you want it to serve. Anyway, this has been enjoyable. This has been enjoyable and effective. This has been an effective stream. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I'll have to catch you guys on the flip side later. If you want to support development and use this software that I'm working on, MasterPlan, please check out my links in the description in itch and Steam. And also, I have my Patreon there if you want to support development and creation of various tools and applications. All right, I'll catch you guys on the flip side later, and thank you very much. Also, I'll probably stream today's Wednesday. I'll probably stream again Friday, so I just want to let you guys know. All right, see ya, and thanks for watching. See ya.